right to what I care about, which I feel like most developers would just...
It would tickle their...
Yeah, I know.
Their developer bone, wherever that is.
All right, Product Hunt nerds, today we are reviewing React's new website. Get excited, we are the UX.movie team, and we are reviewing the product of the day from Monday, March the 27th.
All right,
Perfect.
Let's party on, guys. We like to kick it off talking about the hero section, and this one is pretty simple. Thoughts, feelings.
Here's the thing. If you are in the software development world, you know what React is. You just do. It doesn't need an introduction.
It's like water. It is the thing. So the thing I like about this is they kept it really clean. They didn't try to fancy anything up because that would turn off pretty much every developer that I know. So they'd look at it and go, oh, React got all fancy. I like that they focused on a couple big things here. They've got search with a... it looks like they have a keystroke command now for Command K, which a lot of people are using now, which is nice. It like pops open the command bar. They've got Learn React and API reference, which is probably their most clicked links. So if you want to learn React now, apparently they can teach you from the main React website, which they did not previously do very well. So this is fantastic and simple. Ooh, they've got a night mode. Let's try that. Let's click the little, see if that works. Look at that.
Oh, pretty. I like it in night mode. Let's keep it there.
So would most developers, and that's pretty fantastic.
All right, guys. So pretty simple hero. Let's start scrolling through to get a quick table stakes. Tell me to stop anytime.
Okay.
Okay.
This is very straightforward. This is what they do. I also like this as an interactive sandbox.
Ooh.
I think that's one of the main big things they did with this new site redesign, is that all of these on the pages, if there's any piece of code, it's an interactive sandbox where
I
you
love
can modify
that.
things.
So you can see what code is impacting what piece of the UI. Love it. You work on... Okay. Write components without code and markup.
With code and markup.
Oh, geez. With code and markup.
You're too much in the no-code universe. I'm guessing those hearts will do something on the right there. Let's see.
Can you click on a heart, Brittany? There
Look at that
go.
fancy little animation.
All right. So you don't have to build your whole page in React. That's a really solid positioning statement, I guess. I don't know how else to frame that one. Goes full stack with a framework. Okay, so the one thing I don't see in here is a before and after, but I don't know if that's necessary because in a lot of ways the before is React and the after is new React.
Yeah.
I think this is a really odd case.
Well, they're providing more content here, which is kind of about the status quo and the brighter future at the bottom here, which is interesting. So, and then they incorporated more of the human component here. The React community is a very vibrant, active community of people. So, them involving some of those photos there and stuff at the end here, that's really nice.
So I think this is a really interesting one to look at because it is a very specific product that does obviously already have a community. So the hero section is not as robust as we just said. As we were going through the table stakes, Katie and Anthony did talk a little bit about the hero and the status quo, which is ultimately their story. So taking a look at this, with this relaunch on Product Hunt, what is the story that they're looking to tell here and how are they telling it?
I think that in this relaunch, what they're specifically focused on is showing how React could be used in a very simple, straightforward manner, especially for people who are maybe newer to the platform. It looks like with the Learn React button, with each of those code snippets having those interactive elements, it looks like it's something that's targeted at somebody who wants to learn new pieces and new features that maybe React has, or just learn React from scratch.
I think one of the things that it's doing, and I agree with that, I think one of the things it's doing is it's showing you how easy it is to learn, because there are not a whole lot of developer-centric websites for languages like these that incorporate the learning aspect directly into the site. This is interesting because it's kind of the new way to approach these types of websites. It's make it easy to learn, make the API reference really easy to go through, make sure the docs are really solid. So these two different directions, I'd be interested in clicking Learn React and seeing what happens here. Great.
Great, straight to the docs.
Quick start guide to get you started. That's perfect. Go back to the other one. Let's see what happens if we go to the API reference. Look at that. Built
Beautiful.
in directly to hooks, actually, which is fascinating because that came out only in 2018. They didn't really push anything behind it. And because of the way that hooks kind of was a next level of React, it's become one of the more popular ways to use React. So they jump right into hooks as the API reference. That's fantastic.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break while Katie and Anthony determine the best and worst freeze frames. I'll speed it up in post and see you in a minute. All right, we are back, and Katie is going to hit us up with the best freeze frame. What you got, Katie?
So it's not a specific freeze frame, it's an element. So each of these code blocks down below that show off the code and show how it works with the snippet next to it. I mean, we're all familiar with code blocks and showing something beside it, but this one in particular highlights the element that each line or each area of the code impacts, which is really helpful. A lot of these have fork buttons on them, so you can immediately toss it into GitHub and start playing with it and see how it works. So I think that these are fantastic. There are several freeze frames with them included that highlight each of the main points they want to get across. I think that's fabulous. It's one of the best implementations of a code snippet on a website that I've seen.
I'm going to go with the hero area.
As the worst?
Yeah, as the worst. While the simplicity of it I like, there's just not a whole lot there to pull me in aside from the learn and the API reference, which, I mean, really could work. Maybe I want some more examples of more interesting things, but I really couldn't find anything worse than the hero area, and that's saying something because of how simple it is. What happens when we hit the Command K? Let's try the search dialog and see what happens. Oh, it takes up the whole page. That's fantastic. So let's try searching the docs for hooks and see what happens. Look at that. You can learn hooks. You can
That's cool.
read a blog post. That's really amazing. And maybe one of the ways they could have made this hero area better would be to incorporate search, so Katie would have noticed it a little bit more directly on the immediate hero area. That could have been a better way.
That could have been interesting. If you wanted me to search and gave me some examples of things to search for, I would be in that search box all day if it were in the center of the page, you know, Airbnb style.
Yeah, with some links you could click. I like the quick start links, something like that.
Yeah, that just tells me basically.
Fills in the search thing and gets you started using the search.
All right, guys. As we get ready to close up for today, one sentence recommendations. This time, Anthony kicks us off.
Let's keep it simple. I don't think that we need to update any of the content or the structure of the site. Just move search somewhere on the homepage and see what happens.
I think I'm with you. I think it's the hero that's got me. I get the simplicity. I get that you're pushing them towards what you probably want them to do. But it's not telling me why I should do those things.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Real Debut. This one was for React. There will not be a sneak peek for this one because, well, there's no free trial. It's something that you would have to pick up and learn. But check it out, and congratulations to React for Product of the Day. Subscribe because we come out with these all the time, and we'll be back with you soon. Bye.